Alice has been roped into a bundle with Spectrum. That's their decibel law breaking fleet, rather low compared to most of their vehicles. Not the honking. I had some loud music, I mean extremely loud music, taken out by what I call the Muslim streets. But Alice checks Spectrum's lifeline because it is her and her child. Their lifeline is Spectrum's phone. And she does not reach me with a 911 Flight 93 check-in post call. 424-229-4140. Check your Spectrum phone right now. Oh, there they are. Spectrum's active participation in harassment techniques combined with hatred noise from the Muslim apartment down below me. Check your phone for Muslim hatred that affects your family's safety, security. Try to call me right now, 424-229-4140. Make a video of America's Hijack Lifeline, especially if you got Spectrum's phone, because they are active participants in America's Hijack Lifeline. Harassment of the guy with the fives, telling everyone how to. Not 193 taking a decade of asking, guys. Make that video. You got the timestamp on your phone, you got the number dialed. Adam's protecting his family in Florida. He has that Spectrum employee installing or working on their phone, cable, internet. What do you know about my phone not working when I try to call MELTON? And he holds up his cell phone and not Spectrum's phone. And he also asked about Spectrum's executives, how to get their numbers to 911 Flight 93. Check-in post in 5 in front of them. You should too. Even if you don't have a Spectrum phone, do that with your phone. You hear that sound over there? Power washer in Spectrum. Washing the fleet. And they always make sure to wash the supervisors, managers' cars as well, really well. They feel so dirty of taking such an active part in America's Hijack Lifelines, taunting a man in a wheelchair. My gold's charging in the kitchen. That they always feel so damn dirty. Check-in post on 5 with Spectrum, 424-229-4140. Make a video of America's Hijack Lifelines asking, what do you know about John Melton Brady in Eagle Rock, Los Angeles? Remember to check and post in 5 every time you see a Spectrum vehicle taking part in harassment techniques. It is 9:15 at night. Ask them what is their part in America's Hijack Lifelines where John Melton Brady does not get a 93 check in a decade of asking. What is their very active part? Get their reaction to post, especially if you have a Spectrum phone. That is your lifeline. You try to call me with it, you make a video of it being hijacked, not working. 911 Flight 93 checking post and 5 with every other phone you got, and make sure you got more than just Spectrums. Ray is talking to Lou, a Spectrum employee who just showed up at his driveway to install some stuff. And Ray says that's a very loud truck you got there. And Lou says, oh, it's a safety device. And Ray says, yeah, so says he holds up his phone. His wife's right there. His child's playing in the yard. He says, this is her safety device. That's Susie there. And he tries to call me, 424-229-4140. Makes a video of America's hijacked lifelines, not 193, taking a decade of asking. Last safety device is not working. That's what he informs him. Adam has just gotten home from work. And Susan, his wife, is comforting her daughter, Amy, little daughter. And he says, what's wrong? She just all of a sudden got sick. And Adam says, was it before or after Spectrum came to install that package, the phone, the internet, the cable? And she says, oh, it was after. Well, good, we can go out then. I've heard some bad things about Spectrum's active participation in America's hijacked lifelines. We'd better use my cell phone to call up Amy's doctor and get her there real quick. Oh, you wouldn't believe that man's aftershave came to install the cable as they go out to the car. Yeah, backing up from way in there. Remember, if you're paying Spectrum good money to take part in America's hijacked lifelines and to taunt me and this rest of the residents here at the apartment complex. If you're paying them good money, you ask. Why can't I reach Melton? What is your part in America's hijacked lifeline Spectrum, formerly Time Warner Cable? Oh look, that one's doing it right. This is truly Muslim hatred today, from what I saw across there and what I saw at this apartment complex as well. Make that video of your family's lifeline not working as you try to call me with Spectrum's phone. Remember, there are evil folks in this world actively, as you can hear, taking part in political, religious, business, personal censorship. If you're paying Spectrum good money for a phone, you check it right now, 424-229-4140. And you ask them, oh, it can be quiet as hell next door. When they want it to be, they can turn those damn things off. Their decibel law breaking fleet, they can turn them down too. You ask Spectrum, why is your phone not allowed to work? What is their very active part in America's hijacked lifelines right next to Melton? John Milton Brady. Certify your mail, but yeah, call up Spectrum. That's why your phone's not working. Ray is a cop from New York, and he has called up his local Spectrum, formerly Time Warner Cable, to ask what they know about those folks that are hijacking his lifeline. Both the police station's lifeline, as they try to call Melton, John Milton Brady, and his family's lifeline. Why are you actively taking part in America's hijacked lifeline Spectrum? Yes, the Muslim hate department down below is practicing hatred techniques, so I'm going to make a Spectrum. It seemed to work with Spectrum. Maybe Spectrum can come in instead of the military and clean out the Muslim shit down below. Oh, you can call it shit if it's hijacking your family's lifeline, and it's not news. I do believe that's the first I've heard all day. But I'm announcing something different. It's not because of that. It's because of the Muslim hatred noise down below. We're doing a spectrum parable every once in a while as well. A lady has seen a bearded, disheveled man with a phone box open on the street. And she says, "Hey, what are you doing meddling with our phones?" And Omar, he says, "It's okay. I'm related to Barack Hussein Obama and Osama bin Laden." And then he gets in his Spectrum van and he drives off. Try to call me, 424-229-4140, and see active participants in America's hijack lifelines with harassment techniques. Need to be stopped, because that's your family's hijack lifeline, guys. Ralph has been paying for a Spectrum phone. It is his lifeline, his family's lifeline, but he has learned about Spectrum's active participation and harassment techniques of me, and he wants to check to make sure his Spectrum phone, his lifeline, is allowed to work all the time, so he tries to call me, 424-229-4140. He asked him, when else is my phone not going to be allowed to work? Their executives down to their fleet personnel that you hear outside disturbing my sleep. Make that video of America's hijack lifelines of your Spectrum phone. If you're paying good money for it, it should work. A Spectrum employee has just installed Arita's a phone, and she asked him, "Is your phone reliable? Is it gonna work all the time?" And the Spectrum guy says, "Well, you're not going to need an emergency, are you?" And she says, "I hope not." And he leaves, and as he makes that annoying backup sound, often on purpose, as she reminds herself to check that phone. Why would Spectrum, formerly Time Warner Cable, sell you, your family, your children a lifeline they know does not work all the time? That's the reason out there. Their decibel law breaking fleet active in harassment techniques across America. Make that video of you asking, first make that video of your phone, Spectrum's phone, your lifeline, not working. And you get them on speakerphone, the execs, as well as the lower level folks who aren't making as much money as the execs and probably don't know the BS they're supposed to be handing out. And you say, "Why isn't my phone not allowed to, is your phone not working right now?" Frank has a family, and his family relies upon Spectrum's phone. It's their lifeline. But he has picked up that phone to call Spectrum up. And he wants to know why he is not able to reach John Melton Brady, 424-229-4140, with what I call a 911 Flight 93 check. That's you making sure your phone works all the time by trying to call me. Frank wants to know why Spectrum has taken such an active part in Eagle Rock, affecting the company across the country. Beyond that, I don't know. But he gets Spectrum's executives and his their lower level employees' reaction to his phone not working as he tries to call MELTON. That's them laughing in case it doesn't show up. I just spent a sleepless night because of harassment techniques here at the Terrace and in Eagle Rock. That includes Spectrum. Sick all morning, something to do with something in the air here, I'm sure. And I have watched them just now. Know why that was so much louder? They've moved their billboard over, so that when they take their time backing all the way from one end to the other end, it amplifies that noise for us in the apartment complex here. Check and post a 5. This is about your family's lifeline. 424-229-4140. Make a video of America's Hijacked Lifelines. Post it. Whatever you get when you don't get me with Spectrum's phone, your lifeline. You got the timestamp on your phone. You got the number dialed. Ask him, why isn't your phone working when I try to call Melton? Example of how Spectrum has just moved the billboard, wants some free publicity, over so it takes longer for them to back up. I just made a video of some individuals active in America's Hijacked Lifelines in the parking lot over there. You get their reaction, executives to bottom level, especially here in LA, but I'm sure they conduct the same fraudulent tactics, harassment techniques as well across the country. You get their reaction to your family's lifeline not working as you try to call me with your phone. Your lifeline, their phone. You get their reaction. What do you know about this? Why are you active in America's Hijacked Lifelines in Eagle Rock? And other places, I'm sure. Move their billboard. After I made that video of them moving the billboard over to have their employees take their time backing up. This is Spectrum. You need to ask them. Formerly Time Warner Cable in your neck of the woods. You need to ask them. What is your very active part in America's Hijacked Lifeline? You get their reactions and you post. Ask and answer Jesus' question. Is Barack Hussein Obama a terrorist? You also put Trump in there, and now you can put Spectrum in. They went over the top this morning. Showing me my devil, Lori, personal knife in the back here in LA. Spectrum, some of you out there have their phones as your lifelines. They're incredibly active part, and you're not reaching me by phone. 424-229-4140 if you got a Spectrum phone and you can't reach me. This was their loudest morning yet with their decibel law breaking fleet, and that they had moved this band, what they use as a billboard. They moved the on this side, so there's barely enough room for the fleet to exit, so it was their loudest morning with their decibel law breaking fleet. And seriously guys, you make that video of your family's lifeline as you try to call me and you ask Spectrum's executives to their bottom levels, put not only the corrupt, cowardly LAPD cops not doing anything about the noise I'm hearing from down below right now, today, after they came out many times to tell the Muslim apartment down below not to make noise. That's them right there, the Spectrum. You check your family's lifeline, their active participation in America's Hijacked Lifelines. Being over the top obvious. And with a very Muslim looking guy and a uniform of Spectrum over there taking an active part. Earning them. Spectrum's increasingly. Don't take my word for it, guys. Pick up your phone. You try to call me, 424-229-4140. You can also try calling my California Lifeline phone, which is a free phone, other than the one I pay money for like you pay Spectrum. Get their reaction to your family's lifeline not working as you try to call me and ask them, what is your part in America's Hijacked Lifeline?
I couldn't finish my Trump's phone gate because of high-tech toys from what I call the Muslim streets on hand in this apartment complex. Check out those spectrums, and I'm just going to have to pick up this phone every time I hear that devil's peoples, lapdogs, with their Chinese voice instead of phone on the side of their billboards there. You ask them, what is your part in my family's lifeline not working? When else will my phone not be allowed to work? Because what you're actively taking part in. Spectrum, formerly Time Warner Cable. Call up LAPD. No, call up the numbers on the backs of fives with California's corrupt, cowardly cops. Put their numbers on the backs of fives. They're taking an increasingly active part. Not doing the job of stopping the noise from down below. From that Muslim apartment. Make that video of America's Hijacked Lifelines, post it, guys. That's always where you can consider everything I say attention getting. But I make quite a few videos of a decibel law-breaking fleet and illustrated how they moved over. After I made the video about how they moved over their billboard there, after I made the video, they quickly ran out and moved their van, which was an excuse, a Chinese excuse, as it might be, for the rest of their fleet to take turns backing up this way and that way. Ask him, what is your active part in America's Hijacked Lifelines? Spectrum. Why can't I reach Melton? You're right next door to him. If you pay them money for your phone, you ask them, why isn't your phone working? If not, you ask them, why the hell are you using a decibel law-breaking fleet to take an active part in taunting a man in a wheelchair who is telling America, I haven't received one 9/11 Flight 93 check in a decade, guys. Make that video of Spectrum taking an ever and increasingly active part in America's Hijacked Lifelines with, California's cops. Your tourism bucks pay for their salaries. You ask them, every other state, what is your very active part in America's Hijacked Lifelines, placing your impeached guy currently in, and the cowardly Hussein in our White House to stain our democracy right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. Make that video of Spectrum's active part. Post. Come see me in person. Have we'll travel to a perfect place to build Jesus' immaculate house. Put the best mankind has to offer in those homes and make sure there's no goddamn Spectrum anywhere nearby with the damn, oh my God, what have the Chinese done? Lapdogs of the cable business.
Remember to check your family's Spectrum phone, your family's lifeline. They are active participants in harassment techniques with yours truly, and you know that's not just here in LA. You make that video, you ask Spectrum executives to bottom level employees, what do you know about John Melton BRADY asking Melton, Stone Cold Melton, asking for a 93 check of America's Lifelines for a decade and not getting one? Make a video of your hijack call to me, you got the timestamp on your phone, you got the number dialed. Ask Spectrum, why are you conducting harassment techniques? A Spectrum's decibel law-breaking fleet next door to me. Yes, that's my address. Here in Los Angeles. And I just saw a commercial on a game show for Spectrum's internet and a data bundled. Yes, they left the voice, the Chinese phone off. Spectrum, I would advise you to be a lot of you in LA and elsewhere even know full well about those from federal, state, and county and city taking active part and telling you to conduct harassment techniques. You would be wise to make videos, audios even of that. Because, yeah, everyone needs to check and post and file with your company for their active part.